Hello, I'm Jazz and this is Heels Up. In this episode we talked to Argeline Tan-Bouquet from France, a friend of mine for many years who's had an unbelievable career. Argeline unfortunately broke her ACL in the third event of the season, where she was looking incredibly strong. How long have we known each other?
We both started working the same year, right?
2012? 11?
Yeah.
Were you in Half-Yell?
Yeah. It was my first junior medal.
Medal?
Yeah.
Did you get a medal in Half-Yell?
Yeah, the bronze medal in sprint, I think. I almost collapsed when I was on the podium. I was so nervous.
Gosh, I didn't realise you were so good so quickly.
Yeah. Talented.
But what was your first World Cup? Was it also your first World Cup?
No, it was in Germany, Oberjoch, the same year, 2011. And it was quite a disaster because the Slovenia has been cancelled. It was just after it. And it was pouring rain, really, really bad conditions. And they still wanted the race to happen because they were missing races afterwards. And a lot of girls crashes after the jump. Mm-hmm. I think the first one I finished, the first sprint, but then the second sprint was a nightmare. Even the inspection was delayed, then we did one inspection, then we had to break for an hour before trying jump and loom. Then we all go, and the starter told me, okay, the aim is not to break yourself after the jump. I was like, great. And
full motivation.
Yeah. And then I jumped. I had, the old-fashioned telemark binding, and it opened at the landing of a jump because there was so many bumps. Then I landed, it opened the back, and I felt the thing doing clack, 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 and then I changed and hit my face on the icy slope, and I was like, okay, I'm dead. That was the first event.
Yeah, right.
It was great.
Same as Nico and Michelle.
Yeah, I think so.
Same one.
Maybe same as Johanna also. I think I met her there.
Everybody start on that one.
Yeah, and Charlie Fradet.
Let's talk about what's going on now with... Tell me what happened in Carreza.
The thing is, nothing happened. It's just I was in the course and I jumped. I saw I was going to be short for the line. So it's like in my head I wanted to put my foot a little bit forward, but not that much. And I saw the video. It's like I'm landing normally in telemark. I'm not with a straight leg in front. Mm-hmm. And I landed and I felt my thigh bone going backward. Huge pain, huge shock, screaming. Then try to stop how I could with my other leg. What was different from the other ACL is that the pain didn't go away. It was still so intense for a few minutes. And then it was better. I tried to evacuate the slope by the skidoo, so I needed to put a bit of weight on my leg. And when I tried to, something clicked, I don't know. And it's like my tibia and my femur were moving and then back together. Oh, no. We heard the noise. Yeah. I felt it, and then screaming again. The surgeon said it's like I have a small dislocation between my femur and my tibia while landing, which broke the ACL. And then when I put weight on it, I broke my meniscus by doing it, and also hit the cartilage.
Oh no.
So yeah, that was pretty bad.
Oh,
so much more painful than the other time, because the day after I was thinking, God, I scared the hell of everyone while I was a bit screaming and the people hearing me on the radio and everything. I was like, wow, you've been such a drama queen, because I remember the ACL the other time wasn't that painful. And then I had the MRI the day after and I was like, oh wow, I've broke so many things in my knee and there is so many liquid on it. It's like my knee was huge, and then you understand why it was so much more painful. Yeah. But actually now I had the surgery yesterday, and the surgeon said that the meniscus looked worse than on the MRI, so he had to do a bit more of work on it. But it's going to be fine. and now it's time for rehab and also rest, because if I do too much, then I have more pain in my knee. But yeah, I try to stay calm and have a nice interview with you because I have time.
Yeah, that's rough.
That's felt so out of nothing, because it didn't feel like I've done anything special for this. It was just normal landing in telemark and everything broke.
Yeah, honestly, my heart breaks a little bit for you, because it's just, you were in the running as well for the overall Globe this season, and I realise you're talking to me, but you were also so close last year as well. That must be like, I tried to place myself in your shoes, and that's not easy.
Well, last year was, I was not far from you, but I was having fun being in the game, and I had a bit of hard to swallow the thing that in Pralou the races has to be cancelled. That was the cleverest thing to do, because the conditions were not good enough. We tried one race that was really tricky. Not good. Yeah, we shouldn't have raced it, but it was what we decided to do. And then I was like, okay, I'm so out of the game now, because I don't have enough races to catch you back, except if you would have fall or had a 0 in the one of the 3 last races. It was hard, but also it's our sport. I mean, it's outdoor sport, so we are also depending on the weather and the conditions, so it's kind of part of the game, even if it was not a fun part for me. And it was just making more hungry for this year, because I knew it was really possible last year, but you were too strong. And I had a few mistakes in some races that got too much, but I have so much focused on that winter preparation. I've never put so much time, I think, for it, because usually I have more work, and this year I decided to do less work, so have more time for preparing and just, do the winter without regrets. I mean, if you're the best that you can be, then you can't regret. Even if someone is better than you, or if you're third or if you're fourth, then you've done everything you could for this time. It's what I wanted to feel. And yes, of course, I wanted to run for the overall ranking. That was my dream. And what breaks me, it's I don't know if it would be reachable one day, because now such a drama. It's like I've after the first knee, I realized that you need some time to be at your top level again. So even if this year is a bit earlier because it's January, I think you still need more kilometers of practicing on the slope, in the GS, and in the races. You need to race to have more experience with your new knee and to be more confident, and because it's so different from training to racing. That's also what I love in racing. It's something I don't feel usually in training. It's not the same feelings, not the same emotions. And I know that if I'm doing a comeback next year, I can't aim for an overall ranking. It's going to be too high for an objective and not very clever to aim for such a big thing after this. And I don't know, I mean, it depends if we are going on the Olympics or not, but I don't know if I would do more years or not, because I'm not the youngest of a World Cup, not the oldest, but not far from it. And
you had to hit me hard, didn't you?
Yeah, but I know. Not sorry. But yeah, I don't know if I have still the time and it's not the motivation, but it's, we all need to have a work beside and another life, and it's hard to find the balance between the two of this in your life. I think especially when you are a woman. I think I'm at a transition. It's just really bad that it's happened now, because it's either I continue but then it's gonna take longer maybe, or I stop, but it's such a bad way to quit. It's a bit heartbreaking, but you never know what life has in mind for you, so I try to keep my head up, and we'll see, but yeah, it's a bit emotional.
The end is one thing, but you have how many starts in World Cup? You have 75 podiums, you have 7 World Championship medals, you have 2 globes.
Yeah.
It's not bad. It's not a bad career.
I know it's not bad, but I wanted to play for that big globe that you had last year and the year before. So yeah, I know it's still, I had a great career and with not so much injury, to be honest.
We talked about talking about this before we were, that we're recording now. But last year, from your perspective, you did win the parallel. As far as I'm concerned, no one was going to beat you that day. You were like a machine.
I felt that.
Yeah, it was all, I don't know, all the energy. You were in the right place. You were like in killer mode.
It was a very special day because, we had to go 1 week backward with the world champs in Les Contamines. The whole French team had big goals for this event, and that was reachable. We wanted a gold medal and as much medals as we could take. And we were hit bad by a very bad virus. So bad. And I had it the first day. Everybody was running from us. Like, don't come close to us. And it was such a nightmare because first you're very sick. You have no energy, no power at all. And you're like, how the hell I'm going to recover and do one correct race? And also you don't enjoy the moment with the people, either the other racers or also your family, because your family doesn't want to get sick. So you're like, okay, that's great having this at home. Like, nothing is going how you expected.
Yeah,
that was sad.
That's a shame. Yeah, it is a shame.
And I was disappointed I almost missed the qualification in parallel. I think that never happened to me since the parallel exists. I was 16 or maybe 15. I was looking yellowish or greenish, I don't really know. So yeah, not good. And then the day after, so it was the parallel. I think I was against you, but maybe I'm wrong. And I was out at the first turn. So I'm like, great, that was great. Never been out for ages at the first turn. But I was the world champs in France, so why? I mean, it was exceptional.
Yeah, not the plan.
Not the plan, definitely not. So I was disappointed. I was like, okay, you know what? It's just I'm not getting any medal. I can't. I don't have the power. I just can't. So that's over. And I was how I was in my mind before the classic. And I didn't even expect anything because classic is long. I didn't have the energy to do good enough to me. So I was bib 1 and I just said, okay, give it all, but probably won't be enough. But I let it go and actually was quite good. I ended second and I was so surprised. And that medal was like feeling gold for me because the week has been a true nightmare. And I know if you would have told me before the World Champ I would get only 1 silver medal, I would have been disappointed. But with what happened, I was so happy of it. So then we were having the finals in Thion. And there was a classic where you won the globe the first day. Then there was the sprint and you were in front of me in the ranking. And you suddenly opened the way for me because you missed the jump. And I was first after first run, and you were, I don't know.
8.
You were 8, or I was going to say 5 or 6.
No, I was 8.
So if we would have stopped here, then I would have taken the sprint globe.
Yes.
But we had the second run, and suddenly I decided to do same as you. I missed the jump. So I ended 3rd, and you...
I was 6th.
6th. And then I missed for 15 points the globe, and was one place too low for me. So I was a bit angry at myself. Because if you would have been like in front in first run and we are close together, then it's fine. But you just opened the way, and I just sabotaged myself, kind of, because I had the cards or the keys, and I didn't use it. Yeah, you had your sprint globe, and I was mad at myself, like really mad at myself.
I can understand.
And then we had the parallel, and the parallel ranking was so
tight. It was so tight. Oh my gosh.
I just remember we were 4 that could theoretically have the globe, but 3 of us were in less than 20 points.
I think 10 points. Yeah.
You couldn't calculate anything. No. Like where whoever you were racing, you had to win anyway. And I remember that they gave me advice where I could take more speed. Also, Matti was there, and he was doing quite good job for having feedback every run. And yeah, it felt like I was not to be like too proud of myself, but I was like above everyone that day.
Yeah, you were fast.
It's like nothing could happen to me. I knew clearly what I was doing. Every time I had another advice to go faster or to be more clever, it was crystal clear for me, and it was so easy. Like I knew what was my job, and I just had to do it until the semi-finals, where I was fighting with Augustine, and she was one of the 3. We were very close.
Very close.
And I just knew that the one who would win would be in the game for the globe, but the one who would lose that would be out.
Yeah,
because
so
the other
pressure. Yeah.
I was so like, I don't know, it's not just happy, it's like something that came from the ribs or
from your heart. Yeah.
It was like, okay, it's just I did it. Like I did it this one, and then there was another one. I didn't know what happened or what was about the points, and I think Goril, you told me, "Oh, congrats for the globe." I was like, "What? What?" Because I didn't know that Kaya was out, and then you were not playing the globe because you were out in you couldn't ski in O because of your head, and then I was against
me in the final.
You in the final, and so it was done, and I was like, what the hell? And everybody was crying. My sister Ellie, Tune. Sorry, I'm doing I'm making it public. Now everybody knows you've been crying. But yeah, it was really emotional, and I think the others, like you, Goril, they did know, but I did not. So it was like, wow. So now we still have one final to do. So with you and Coletta, we were on the lift together and just chit-chatting about how badly we wanted this to be ended, and we wanted to party, and we were like, come on, it's a good day, the sun is here. And we were chit-chatting and laughing for the whole lift, and then suddenly we're like, okay, let's do this. Good luck. Have fun. Then back in focus mode, back in race mode for the last hit of the season. And so against you, Goril, I had the same plan, and it worked. And then you told me, I thought you would be more chill after you won the glove, I hope. And like, I didn't know, sorry. Like, I really wanted to win too, this race. it was the day of everything. It was the day that made everything in places, because it repairs what was really hard in Les Contamines and what was hard the day before with a sprint, and then you just know why you're doing it.
You cross the finish line, you win the parallel sprint globe, and you must just feel massive elation and happiness.
Yeah, it's just like, you can't really describe it, because everything feels so awesome and great. And I remember hugging everyone, and it really felt the happy ending you want to have in your career once. And it's actually the best memory I ever had on Telemark. So really? maybe in my life, I don't know.
Oh, that's quite cute.
Yeah, it will definitely stay in a special place in my heart. That special day. But I don't regret the races before, because it's a game, and I had my happy ending.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the French team started the tradition to come to the final World Cup party dressed as a theme.
And we had the World Champs in La Plagne, where we decided to be in the disco mode with a roller and everything. That was such a bad idea. It was my idea, but it was such a bad idea, because roller when you're drunk, and it's just a nightmare. Like, everybody was crashing, and then it was a disaster.
Oh, I love that one.
It felt like a good idea. Was not.
Well, you guys inspired us to all dress up as Seb.
Yeah, that was really funny. It worked quite well, actually.
I want to ask you about your first victory, because this was in Prélognan.
Yeah.
And you were telling me how beautiful the trophies were and how you were so looking forward to this. And then what did you do?
I didn't do anything. It's just like, we had so many things in the hands, like the skis, the
flowers.
Yeah, flowers and that thing. And I think they gave me something else. And then we had the picture where we were supposed to ride your skis. And something went wrong, I don't know. And the trophy dropped from my hands and was suddenly down the floor, completely broken. And I was like, shit, am I supposed to like leave? And then, oh my god, what am I doing? Everybody is saying that it's broken down my face. And you were like
laughing my head off.
You were not any help for me. You and Joanna were just like laughing, and then we're like, shit.
I was only laughing because I knew what you had said the day before. I thought, oh, she's going to be pissed. I thought, I mustn't laugh, and then I laughed.
It was really funny. Yeah. I have good pictures of that moment.
You have a brother and you have a sister, and they have both done Telemark, and one is still doing Telemark.
Yeah.
So what does that represent for you, that your family are also part of the story? And
I think we have always been doing sports in our family. My brother has been doing Nordic combined, and so also some Telemark French Cups. But then my sister Maëlie, which is a bit younger, she joined the Telemark club in Samoa. And she found her a good place with good friends, and she kept doing it until she reached the junior team, French team, and then now the senior French team. I just feel so lucky, because we had the chance to spend very special moments together, training but also racing. And sometimes when you have big low and big high, it's so much more intense when you are sharing it with someone that is so close to you. I think my sister is the person I'm the closest in the world. And she also, she showed me how much she can take care of me those last days with my knee. And it was a bit weird this year that she had to rehab for her back, so we didn't really train together, only a few days. She was not there in the ski camp and the first races, which made me a bit sad, because now she's going back to race this weekend and I'm out of it. So it's actually the first time we are not racing at all together. But I missed her. Even if we have the whole team, but it's different because I am used to have her, and I don't know.
Yeah, she seemed like a massive support.
Yeah, she is. Maybe I feel more comfortable to tell her sometimes how I feel, because I assume she will be not judging me for what I think sometimes or how I feel about things. And she also knows me so well that sometimes you don't even have to talk or to explain too much, that she already knows how you feel.
Yeah.
And I think it's kind of, it's both ways.
Yeah, that makes a big difference. Going back to the Globes, you won your first Globe in 2018.
Yes.
In the Classic.
Yeah.
Tell me about this Globe.
That was quite a surprise because I never thought that Classic would be for me. But I remember that year and the year before I was getting better and better in Classic to handle the physical
intensity.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
But it's like I never thought before that gloves were for me. I don't know. It's like it was maybe not even a dream because it was too far away. Also because maybe Amélie was so good that it was difficult to dream of it. Maybe winning one day, one race, but to win a globe was like, wow. And then suddenly, I think that year we only had 5 classics. Not so much, I think. There was the one in Pralognan with my first victory. Then I remember the one in Sugarbush. That was so great. That one was, I could have done another one the same day. I don't remember who set this course, but it was so nice to ski. I think even Phil said he wanted to do another one, and he hated Classic, so that means a lot. And I don't remember the others where it was, but I remember the last one was in Thion, and you were also in the game for the Globe. I can't remember by how far behind. I was nervous, but I think you were even more, maybe. And I didn't do a good Classic. I was a bit tense, so my skis were not relaxed and not taking the speed, especially on the flat parts. I could feel that I was like hanging myself, I don't know, and holding myself. And then I finished maybe 4th. Can't remember, it was not so good, but...
Oh, it was even worse.
Yeah, that's it. So I was like, okay, I got that globe, but that day was a bit weird because I wasn't proud at all of my race. Yes, I would have that globe because of the other races, but that day didn't felt like a win. That was a bit weird. But then, of course, I was super happy of that. And then afterwards, when they gave me the globe on the podium, I remember I was like, oh my God, it's mine. Like, oh wow, this is awesome. And then it was just true happiness. Yeah. To realize that. But it took me a few hours maybe.
What's the most important thing to you in the Telemark story, in your experience? Skiing well, or the results, or, you know, like, what is the thing which keeps you...
I think it's a bit of everything, because if you ski well and you have, you know, those feelings that you are like sometimes cutting through, you're almost walking on a tiny thing, and you know if you do one mistake you're out, but you're just on the edge and it's working perfectly. It's just a balance thing and it feels amazing. And usually when you ski like this, you have a good result. But I think if I would ski like that and be 10th, I would not be happy. So
it's a bit of balance between,
I like to feel, being on the edges of it and feeling that I stick to the plan I've made and that it's working. Giving it all you can and pushing as hard as you can to the finish line. And of course, if you have a good result, if you're in the lead, it's just like an achievement of all of this.
What has been the most difficult thing in your career?
I think through the years, now it's going like fluid, but before I was maybe too hard on myself. I think I sometimes still am, but it's the way I am. And it has ruined so many trainings and so many races because I was never good enough for me and never never happy with what I was doing. And for example, I had one thing to do in GS in training, and if I was not doing it correctly from top to down to the end of the slope, then I had to do it again and do it again, but I was fighting it. It was not the correct answer to do it. So I had to be more gentle with me and also learn more about myself and how I function, and what could be more helpful and what could work easily on me, and instead of always fighting everything. And I think it's been quite a challenge because sometimes it comes back when I'm not happy with something. But I've learned that if I go, for example, doing free slopes because GS is not working well one day, I'm going for just having good feelings on the slope, good feelings on my ski, being happy again of skiing, and then the day after is going fine. So,
what do you think's your biggest strength?
That's a good question.
Why are you good at this?
I don't know. I'm stubborn. I'm stubborn, and I know what I want, and I'm capable of working hard for it. I think I had maybe a little talent for this, but I was not the most gifted, so I had to work a lot. And I don't know, what would you say is my strength?
I think you have good feel. I think you have good feel on your edge, and you're very good in the loom, and you're a good jumper. You're quite good all round. Yeah, I think you have good feel and you have good instincts.
Yeah, I agree. Thank you.
You're welcome. What advice would you give to somebody starting as a telemark racer today?
Well, to be as complete as you can, because you need physical training to be good, and also to prevent injuries like this. And you need to work, of course, in your GS, and not to have penalties, but also to be the fastest as you can. But if you're good in GS and then you take 3 seconds in the skating, then it's not worth it. So you also have to train on the skating slope, but also with your telemark equipment. You have to be good in everything and work on the jump if it's not an easy thing for you. Like it's the case for me. I know I have to work in ski jumping. But also, in any case, you will need experience, because I think the races in telemark are so complete that we don't have this in training. It's super rare that we have GS, jump, GS, loom and skates. So sometimes we have the jump, sometimes we have a loom, but that doesn't really look like a loom. And you will need to practice on races to be good and to have the experience.
Time and experience,
Yeah.
If you were going to build your perfect telemark racer, who would you take? You get to choose. You can take skating, jumping, skiing, mindset.
So GS, I will take Leah. She is skiing amazingly. I don't know how she's doing it. Jump, I think Alexis Page, because he's a really good jumper, and I think as he's quite good also in freestyle skiing, he looks like he can recover from however he jumped. He will always land it good. The loom, I don't know. Trim was good in loom, I think.
Trim, yeah.
Maybe also Johanna after she came back after the ski cross thing. Skating, if I pick a boy, I would choose Trim or Charlie Petex. They are different kind of skaters, but both really, really good. Mindset is difficult because it's so different, I think, from what you think people are truly experiencing in their own place. Because sometimes you think they are quiet, but maybe they are not inside.
What about muscles, physical?
Muscles, Jakob. I really like
Jakob out of the bag for the muscles.
Yeah, Jakob.
Imagine if we had his muscles.
Oh, wow.
We would look ridiculous.
Yeah, surely.
Yeah,
I'm not sure I can even ski with that.
Who is your telemark hero? Who inspired you?
I would say at first it was Laura Grenier-Solivier because she was in the A team when I was not even in the junior team, and I was only seeing her on the races, and I thought she was getting so fast and skiing so beautifully, and I was like, oh my god, she's too good. She was my first idol as a telemark woman racer, because then I also admire Antoine Bouvier and Phil, of course. But at first they scared me because they were like too, I don't know, not old, but I felt so small compared to them, and they already had that, that beard and everything, and they were like, oh my god, they look like not so funny at all. I should be like behave myself.
I was very inspired by Laura as well.
Yeah,
and Antoine and Phil actually.
so the same.
Pretty much all the French team. Yeah, I can remember that. Was there a moment that you almost quit and you said, this is too much?
Well, I didn't say this is too much, but it was 2023. It was supposed to be my last year because things were moving in my personal life. I had a new job that I was going to start in April, had a new house coming, and also wanted to have more time for like myself and do other things that just work, have a tiny space for physical training, then back to work, and compressing everything in planning that you can't have more hours. So it was always about choices and feeling you can't be good enough in everything. You can't be a good friend, you can't be a good racer, you can't be a good physio, and it was a bit too much. And I was a bit tired of that. So I decided that 2023 with the World Champs will be my last. I started to talk about it to my partnership sponsors, and I was quite okay with it. But within the winter, I felt that it was a bit heavier because every time I was leaving a resort, I was like, okay, it's the last time. It's like I'm saying goodbye every time. So it was a bit like, that's hard. And then I was struggling with the last races. I had no win this year until the parallel in Aubeyor. And then suddenly we had that parallel where we ended both winning. And that was one of the craziest things ever I had in parallel with you. And I told you that it was my last World Cup, and I was so happy to share the win with you.
Yeah. With Goril,
yeah, with Goril. And then we had the World Champs in Muren, and I just wanted to win and to take as much medals as I can, but especially to have one gold medal because I never had one. And the classic was not so good. I think I ended 4th, but I knew where I had lost time. So really I was not disappointed or whatever. I knew what I've done wrong, so I was okay with myself. Then we had the sprint, and that day was so good. And I really went for it. I think I won the first part until the jump. Then something happened after the jump. I jumped too much, tried to take that second gate after the jump, but then I broke my right ACL.
Yeah, your first one, yeah.
I had the MRI and I knew that for sure it was an ACL and I had to go to surgery and to rehab. I decided that I was coming back. It was the day after. Because I was like, okay, come on, you never had to come back from injury. That could be a good challenge, and I'm not in control of what happened, but I can take control about what's happened next. So
and actually you're a physiotherapist, so you're now on the other side.
Yeah, that's it. But I didn't want to be a patient and not come back to skiing because I know it's so much work, the rehab. I was like, what's the point of going to rehab that hard for not coming back?
Okay.
So it didn't make any sense. And now we are 2026 and I'm here with another broken ACL, so good choices in my life. But yeah, that was the time I wanted to quit. I was supposed to quit.
But you must be happy you didn't.
Yeah, for
you
sure.
didn't have that glow.
Yeah, I have this one.
Which made you so happy.
Clearly.
Do the French team have any funny travel disasters?
Every time. Every time. It's always like we take a plane and the ticket is not for the good month, for example. Like last year, it happened twice. Last year it was Lali, and 3 years ago it was Theo.
Always the wrong day.
Also, Theo again. We had a flight for Norway. We had that company that got in.
Yeah, there was a plane company that went bankrupt.
Yeah, that's
and when
it.
they go bankrupt, you have no
yeah, that was bankrupt. That's it.
Oh, so he bought the bankrupt.
And we all did. I think we bought it maybe the 15th of January, and it went bankrupt the week after. And so there were no more plane for February. And so we decided to take another plane, of course. And it was from Geneva to London, I think, and London to Oslo. But you need a passport because of Brexit.
Oh, no.
So we arrived to check in. I have my passport, Eli has his passport, and Theo has no passport since ever. So he's like, but I'm going to Oslo. And the guy is like, yeah, but no passport, you're not going to London. So he has his ticket, but he couldn't go in the plane. So he bought another ticket to go somewhere in Germany, then come back. It was a nightmare.
Oh no.
Yeah, he had 3 flights. Of course, he missed one, so we had to wait for him. It was... Yeah, well, it was bad. Now he's not taking the plane anymore. He's going by bus with Antoine. You know why?
Foot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who is the funniest person on the circuit?
Johan is funny. Johan is crazy.
Johan Rostelon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good answer. What is the dream? It's maybe a difficult one.
The dream. I think the dream was, and maybe still is, to win another World Cup one day. And I don't know if I want to dream about the Olympics, because I feel like I can't do anything about it, whether we are or we are not going to the Olympics. We've done what we could, so of course if we are going, the dream will be that. But for now it's more something I kept in mind, but I can't do anything about it.
Yeah, we have to wait and see.
Yeah, that's it.
Argeline, thank you for chatting and your time and effort and
That
funny
was
stories.
really funny.
Yeah, thank you so much.
I hope people will enjoy as much as we enjoy talk about
I
it.
hope so.
Some heartbreak, but also a lot of fun and a huge amount of success over the years. Thank you, Argeline, for your time in this podcast. You can follow her on Instagram and on Facebook. We'll include those details in the description. This podcast was produced and edited by Gurul Strom Eriksson, music by Jed Kennison. We are on Spotify and YouTube. You can follow us on Instagram at HeelsUpPod. And if you enjoyed the podcast and would like to support, you can buy us a coffee. All links in description.
You're always very well put together, you're very glamorous. But there was one night in Sasfe
Yeah.
where we shared a room. We're training together, and it was one of those nights for me which was really difficult to fall asleep. So I'm laying there and I can feel that I'm just drifting into a nice peaceful sleep. But next thing I know, there is the duvet over my head. Over my head, and you are out of the bed, stomping your feet, wailing. It was like Kate Bush and Irish dancing in one. And you were wailing, screaming, flapping your hair. You ran to the end of the bed. You then went towards the balcony. And I thought, oh my God, I need to do something. She's going to go. She's going to jump off the balcony. She's going to do something. So I crawled to the end of the bed. I stop you in your track to take you by the biceps, and I'm like, Argeline, and you're going. I'm like, Argeline, it's okay. It was just a bad dream. And I sort of like put you
on the
bed, and you just let me. I was like, Argeline, what's going on? What's the matter? You're like, there was a spider. She was so big. She was chasing me.
I was chased in my dream by a huge spider. She was like bigger than a truck, and she was trying to catch me with her big scary legs. Yeah, so I run as fast as I could. I think I was running like faster than Usain Bolt, and I could have killed myself in that door. I think if you wouldn't have stopped me, I would be dead.
Yeah, I saved your life.
Yeah, sure.
It's true. It's true. She could have ended up off that balcony, gone forever.
Disappeared.
Completely.
Yeah. Everything was dark, and I was confused and lost, and then I was like a baby in your arm, like, okay, nothing is happening now. You're sure?
After 10 minutes of calming you down, it went silent for a second, and you went, you know, Jazz, it's funny, I'm not even scared of spiders. And at that point I was like, well, what the hell was that then? And I think we laughed for at least an hour. How did you manage to make so much trouble when you're not even scared of spiders?
That spider was very scary. But yeah, I'm not scared of spiders. Usually I save their life, but yeah. So bad. It's the only thing I've done. Like, I'm not running during sleep. It's like I'm not a somnambule.
Like that, really.
I can't remember that part. So
if you moved your legs that quick in the skate, you'd be untouchable. You're like, I've never seen anything like it.
That's a good memory.